After my 11-year-old son and I were hit by a drunk driver, I wrote to the family chat, "We're in the hospital, alive but shaken." Not a single reply. Hours later, they were posting selfies from my niece's birthday brunch. No one came. 3 days later, I received 48 missed calls and one message from Dad. "Answer now, we need you." I did, and I heard. My son Oliver and I were driving home from his soccer practice on a Saturday afternoon when a truck ran a red light and slammed into the driver's side of our car. I remember the sound of metal crushing and glass shattering. I remember Oliver screaming for me. Then everything went dark. I woke up in the hospital with a broken collarbone, 3 fractured ribs, and a concussion. Oliver had a broken arm and cuts all over his face from the shattered glass. We were alive, but barely. The doctors said we were lucky to survive. It didn't feel like luck. Once I was coherent enough to use my phone, I sent a message to our family group chat. My parents, my 2 sisters, and my brother. "We're in the hospital. Oliver and I were hit by a drunk driver. Alive but shaken. Room 412 at Memorial." Then I waited for a response. Hours passed. No replies, no calls, nothing at all. I thought maybe they hadn't seen it yet. Then I opened social media and saw the photos. My entire family was at a brunch celebrating my niece's birthday. Smiling faces, champagne glasses raised, a huge cake with candles. My mother posted, "Nothing more important than family time," with a heart emoji. The timestamp was 2 hours after my message. They had seen it. They chose to ignore it. My son and I spent 3 days in that hospital alone. Nurses brought us extra pudding cups because they felt bad no one visited us. Oliver asked me why Grandma and Grandpa hadn't come to see him. I told him they were probably busy. He's 11 years old. He knew I was lying. On the 3rd day, my phone exploded. 48 missed calls, texts from everyone, then a message from my father. "Answer now, we need you." I was still in my hospital bed with my son asleep beside me when I called back. My father answered on the first ring. His voice was frantic and panicked. "Finally, we need you to come to the house immediately. There's a situation." I almost laughed. "I'm in the hospital. Remember the car accident 3 days ago?" Silence on the other end. Then, "This is more important. Your mother is having a crisis right now." I asked what kind of crisis could possibly be more important than his daughter and grandson being hit by a drunk driver. That's when I heard my mother wailing loudly in the background, and my father explained everything. My sister Francine had just announced she was getting divorced. Her husband had been cheating on her for 2 years. My mother was devastated because the big anniversary party they were planning would be awkward now. They needed me to come over and calm everyone down. They needed me to be the peacemaker like always. They needed me to fix everything like I always did. "Let me understand this," I said slowly. "My son and I were nearly killed 3 days ago. We've been alone in this hospital with broken bones and stitches. Not one of you came to visit, and now you're calling 48 times because Francine is getting divorced and Mom is upset about a party?" My father stuttered. "When you put it that way, it sounds exactly like what it is. You ignored an emergency because you didn't want to miss brunch. Now you expect me to leave my hospital bed to manage Mom's feelings." My mother grabbed the phone. "You're being dramatic. You said you were alive. We knew you were fine. This is different." My son asked why his grandparents didn't come see him. "He has 47 stitches in his face. He thought you didn't love him anymore." She paused. "If you had made it sound more serious, we would have come. You said shaken. That doesn't sound that bad." I hung up without another word. I blocked every single one of them. When we were discharged, I took Oliver home and we ordered pizza and watched movies together. I told him sometimes people show you who they really are and you have to believe them. A week later, my father showed up at my door demanding to know why I wasn't returning calls. I told him through the closed door I was done. Done being the family fixer. Done being ignored when I needed help and summoned when they needed me. Done pretending we were close when they couldn't visit their grandson in the hospital. He called me ungrateful and selfish. I didn't open the door. That was 6 months ago. Oliver's scars are healing nicely. So are mine. We've built our own family with friends who actually showed up when it mattered. My biological family still doesn't understand what they did wrong, but I finally understand my own worth, and I'm done accepting less than I deserve.